All right, let's play detective for a few minutes. Today, we are opening up a case file on one of the biggest mysteries out there. Where in the world does all of our time actually go? So, grab your magnifying glass. The investigation starts now.
So let's start with this classic question. Really think about it. If someone just handed you 2 extra hours every single day, what's the first thing you do? Would you, finally write that novel, learn an instrument, or maybe just stare at a wall in blissful silence? Keep that answer in your head because our first piece of evidence is about to change everything.
And there you have it. This is the answer from our subject, Norma. No grand plans to climb Mount Everest, no life-altering career change, just listen to music, sleep, and watch TV. And you know what? It's so honest, it's hilarious, and it's this incredibly relatable answer that's going to crack this whole case wide open.
Okay, so every good investigation needs some context, right? You can't just look at one clue in isolation. We need to see how Norma's very simple wish list compares to what everybody else is dreaming about. Let's look at the grand plans of the other people in this case.
First up, meet Kevin. He's a 61-year-old professor, and his plan is exactly what you'd hope for. It's ambitious, it's thoughtful, he's talking about traveling through Europe, spending a ton more time with his grandkids. This is straight out of a perfect retirement commercial, a really beautiful, aspirational goal.
And then we've got the Parisian twins. Now, their plan is a little creative. They want to travel too, but their method is this kind of wild time banking scheme. They figure if they work 2 extra hours a day, in a year, poof, 2 months off. One of them actually asks, is the math right? You know what? We're not even going to touch the math. You just have to admire the ambition.
So here's where it all comes together. On one side, you've got the idealists, Kevin and the twins, with their big dreams of travel and family time. And on the other side, you've got our realist, Norma, who's just hoping for a nap and to catch up on her shows. It is the ultimate showdown. Aspiration versus pure, unadulterated exhaustion.
Look, wish lists are a great clue, but a real detective follows the hard evidence. To truly understand why Norma's list is so simple, we have to stop looking at what she wants to do and start digging into what she's actually doing. It's time to look at the data.
And so, we arrive at the heart of our investigation, the Great Time Audit. We're about to put an entire month of Norma's life under the microscope, hour by hour, to find out where her time is really going. This is where the truth comes out. Okay, at first glance, this is a lot, right? Just a wall of numbers. We've got work hours, business trips, commute time, chores, even a few dates. It's just this complicated mess of commitments. But don't worry, we're going to cut through the noise and find the story hidden in these numbers. And when we organize it all, the picture becomes so much clearer. It's pretty wild. Her time is almost perfectly split 3 ways. About a third of her month goes to stuff she needs to do, a third to stuff she likes to do, and a third to things that are a mix of both, like her job. Let's break down what that actually looks like. So, let's start with the biggest chunk of all, work. Norma is clocking more than 176 hours a month. Let's be clear, that is not a 40-hour week. That's a 40-hour week with another part-time job stacked right on top of it. And if that wasn't enough, just add another 72 hours for business trips. 72. That's 3 entire 24-hour days completely gone, spent away from home every single month. This isn't just working late at the office. This is work completely taking over her life. So, when you're working that much, what's the first thing to go? Well, here it is. 0. A big round 0. 0 hours reading the news. 0 hours shopping for clothes. 0 hours just playing a silly game on her phone. All these tiny, mindless things that help us recharge, they are completely gone. And all of a sudden, Norma's wish for TV and sleep doesn't just seem relatable, it feels essential.
But wait, our case file has one last amazing twist. After tracking all that data, Norma had to do a creative writing exercise. She had to imagine a different life. And this is where we go from the hard reality of the numbers to the incredible power of our imagination. Everybody, meet Luciana. This is the character Norma made up. In her own words, Luciana is a married yoga teacher from Brazil. She's described as being determined, curious, and patient. Let's take a closer look at the life that Norma dreamed up for her.
Luciana's life is a whole other universe compared to that time audit, isn't it? She does yoga by the sea every morning. She is always in a good mood. She's making plans to study meditation. You won't find any business trips or insane commutes here. This is a life built around intention and peace and just feeling good. So you see, Luciana isn't just some random character. She is the complete antidote to that stressful time log. She's the person Norma, and let's be real, probably all of us, secretly hopes to be. The person who doesn't just react to life's demands, but actually carves out time for their own happiness. She's what truly matters.
And that brings us to the final reveal, the big twist at the end of our investigation. We opened this case file trying to understand Norma's life, but in the process, we ended up holding up a mirror. This case was never really just about Norma. It's been about us the whole time.
So what is a time audit really? Forget the boring spreadsheet. It's a story. It is a narrative of your life, told in the language of hours and minutes. And the plot of that story reveals with brutal honesty what you actually value, or at the very least, what your life is forcing you to prioritize right now.
So that's the final question this whole case leaves us with. Your life right now is a story being written, 24 hours at a time. So the question is, when you step back and read it, are you happy with the plot?